down in a suit and tie. Kept the homie that I used to go to school with. It's home in food with. These early morning lives, people. Early morning lives. We in here early in the morning, right? You can call your motivational pickup as you going to work. You call it whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Early morning motivation. I'll be your early morning cup of coffee. But you know, that's where it's at. I'll be that early morning cup of coffee. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'll be your early morning cup of coffee. Wake you up. You know, man. You know one thing, I better stop playing my gas on. So, good morning. I hope everybody, I don't know if you tuned in last night when we were talking about the MLK. But to expand upon that and even bringing this later on today, I'm going to present to you another great person as well in the live and stuff like that, in a link so where you can look it up and see how great. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put 2 links in there of people. So this morning, last night, how you doing, Chandra? Last night, what we talked about was MLK and how we have all these celebrations, MLK. But when you start to break it down in truth and honesty, all it becomes is a bunch of shininess and glittering, right? It's something nice to do. It's something nice to present, right? Because in actuality, when we're talking about MLK or when the whole subject of MLK actually presented, it's only presented from a standpoint of what they want us to see. That's why I Have a Dream speech will be on Black History Month, we know that stuff. That's why only the aspects of those things will be shown. But the truth is what's not shown. And that's where we as people, African Americans, predominantly African Americans, and I'm not excluding Latinos, I'm not excluding Hispanics, but I'm basically putting that, saying African Americans, because guess what? African Americans getting their butt hung, again, our ancestors getting hung in the South and burned and stuff like that, and Emmett Till coming from Chicago down here and getting killed and stuff like that. So, you know, it's not a point of racism, but I'm an actual person. I'm gonna give it to you actually. When we talk about Emmett, let's say Emmett Till. And a lot of people don't know about Emmett Till. Well, I'm gonna tell you about Emmett Till. Emmett Till, young African American male from the North, from Chicago, right? Came down south and supposedly whistled at a white woman, and they end up killing this young boy and mutilating his body. Later, it was found out she lied. The whole thing, she lied. Do you think they prosecuted her? No. You know, nothing happened to the woman, right? But what it shows you is there's a jealousy. There's a deep jealousy, and when those who are already feeling inferior to another group or whatever, and they want to use any means necessary to try to suppress that group, then they do that, right? So it shows a jealousy, it shows a hatred, it shows the automatic injustice happening in Emmett Till. But what's even more, what's also injustice within that is how people go around celebrating MLK Day. And this is what I'm going to say before you get off this live. Martin Luther King himself is not an injustice. We don't get the message. We don't understand what Martin Luther King actually got assassinated for, right? What they assassinated for Martin Luther King for. And the sad part about it is that because people, we don't understand it, or we haven't made a connection, or we're not investing in that, we continue to lose the mark on what he was telling us. Economic empowerment. And we can march all day long, and that's why you got these neighborhoods now. I'm right in this Phoenix City, Columbus, Georgia area. That's why you got these neighborhoods now. They go around, they want to march for nonviolence, don't shoot, don't kill, don't do this, let's have prayer vigil, let's have this, go to church. But the truth is, you're so stupid. Because you're continually missing the mark on what the true message is, or what's actually supposed to be the message anyway, to where you're not even close. You're not even close. And because people don't understand Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and I'm just going to expound on it. I'm going to give it to you raw. Martin Luther King was no longer talking about nonviolence. Understand that. Malcolm X wasn't so much big on trying to fight back in physically way, right? Marilyn Walton, how you doing, Marilyn? Marilyn Walton, man, it's been a long time. How you doing? And in these aspects of what we continue to keep talking about is that the thing we have to understand and grasp is that Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, started talking about economic empowerment for African Americans. He started talking about us coming together and putting our money where our mouth is, pretty much. Forming our own business, forming our own schools, forming our own industries, whatever it may be, right? And doing what's necessary in order to progressively progress and push forward our people. The fear in that was that Martin Luther King and Malcolm X had the stage, the power, the ear. They had people's attention, and not just African Americans. They had Caucasians, Latinos, Hispanics. They had people's attention. Oh man, he ran off the road. Okay. In order to galvanize the people. So I gotta talk to you, Marilyn Walton. The galvanizing the people in a progressive way, empowerment of pushing forth was really the true fear. Because if they just said, hey, listen, we're all gonna go and we're gonna go buy up this place right here, they'd have went and did it. The people would have galvanized under Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and went and did that. Do you not think there are people that were jealous of that? And I continuously keep saying this. It just wasn't Caucasian white people that were jealous. There were black people in the camp who were jealous of Malcolm X, who were jealous of Martin Luther King, who was jealous of the power that they had, or really the inspiration that they presented, where people can move. In the end, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were killed, were assassinated. But continuing with that, how you doing, Glenda Rush? If we're continuing with the history of that, we keep talking about I have a dream speech of equality. They wasn't teaching so much of equality anymore. That was fine. They were pushing economic empowerment and how we can begin to have our own economic empowerment if we just galvanize together. And for some people, thank you, Marilyn. And for some of us, we have not understood that that's what scares. That's what the fear is. You think about it. The fear of I'm gonna bring a sample. The fear of Michael Jackson was that what people didn't understand. Michael Jackson, economically, a damn genius. We can get up there and talk about how we bleached his skin and whatever. We knew he had some things going on mentally and whatever. But economically, Michael Jackson owned everything the Beatles had. He owned the rights to the Beatles. Michael Jackson, do you know Michael Jackson owned the rights to Beyonce? Huh? Yes. Go look it up. Michael Jackson owned the rights to so many people's music. The royalties to their music, right? Economic genius. Prince. We're gonna talk about Prince. Prince, right? Prince was so inclined economically, and when it comes down to money, so ingenious. Prince, the reason Nike the way it is right now, because Prince opened up Michael Jordan to Nike. He introduced Nike to Jordan, pretty much, and that took off. People don't even know these things. Prince done that, right? So then let's bounce around again of economic empowerments. Bill Cosby, right? Bill Cosby, economic genius of money, right? Understood it. Was gonna buy a lot of radio stations. That's the reason why Bill Cosby is in prison right now. Bill Cosby is in prison for grabbing some woman's titty in the 70s over Colados, because they were doing all types of freaky stuff in the 70s anyway. Having freaky orgies and all that other stuff right there. Because they wanted to find something to put him in prison for. They try to shut him down from being able to buy radio stations, right? But we got to understand these things right here. Stop being attracted to the glitter and the shiny when they throw it out there. Especially white people, when they throw it out there. Because Bill Cosby's in prison, or Harvey Weinstein and the rest of the guys sit out here free. right? If they were so much about Me Too and empowering women, why aren't these other guys in prison? So we gotta understand that don't be attracted to the shiny and the free. And back to what I'm saying, the economic empowerment that Malcolm X and Martin Luther King was talking about, that's what brought fear to them. That's what brought fear. That's why they was assassinated, because they was able to galvanize the people in a way to say, economically we can do this. Economically we can push forward. Economically we can make things happen in a better way than what it is right now, because we're pulling together our resources, our financial resources, and being able to go buy property, go buy buildings, go buy assets. That's what's feared them. That's what scared them. You think about it. You get 200 or 300 African American people together and saying, okay, we're gonna go put our money together. We're gonna buy this whole block. We're gonna develop this whole block, because in the end of the day, money talks, BS walks. That's why it was so important when they begin. Now listen, we're gonna connect these dots. They assassinated Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. They intentionally put these drugs into African American, Latino communities over there to try to destroy us or really weaken us, right? Then on top of that, we're gonna desegregate schools. The reason why they want to do that was because they wanted to mix they really want to mix the power economically. What they want to do, they wanted to get a hand in on African American economic empowerment. Listen to what I'm telling you. Segregation was empowering African Americans so much to where we were more powerful economically than the United States government itself. We were developing shit and moving along at such a rate to where, understand something, our ancestors already created civilizations. So what you think is already in us. The mindset to how to create civilizations. We already know how to do that. You put 10 or 20 of us together in a place that don't got anything, and I guarantee you, we'll start building buildings, we'll start building roads, we'll start building infrastructure, we'll start connecting. It's just already in us. There are gifts that's already in us that the universe, the spirit, is there, right? It'll never go anywhere. We connect. So, in understanding that, they already understood as well, if these African American people become so powerful, then they can end up voting us out of office or end up overtaking America as it is, right? Now, we're going to fast forward a little bit. What do you see happening right now when it comes down to politics? You had Booker in there. You had the African American woman there. I forgot her name. I'm sorry, I'm not good with names. She was in there, right? You just had 2016, the last of Obama administration in there, right? But then also, what are you starting to see happen politically in politics? The reason why they're mad and why they're scared, because now it's becoming more diverse. Now you have the Muslim lady, I think that's up in New York or whatever, right? She's a melanin descent, right? Now you have a more diversity that's happening within there. The power that was once there is no longer is not as strong as it was before. It still has some strength to it, but every time you get some more people to run for office, they're seeing that the power is gradually being taken away from them, right? For a better America, for a better future of America. Can't stay in the same place, they're gonna get better. But then we talk about ourselves. What we're not doing, we're not taking advantage of economic opportunities before us because we're not investing in our own communities. We don't have to lead a hood, we don't have to go anywhere. But what we have to do is begin to understand, let's start being smarter economically. Let's start doing things economically that's going to put us farther ahead and be smarter, because if not, we're going to continue to allow ourselves to be stuck in the same place, which we don't want to be, which we don't need to be, right? Don't need to be. That's why they was assassinated. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King was assassinated because of economic empowerment of what they were beginning to teach and push. It wasn't nonviolence. It was never going to be nonviolence, right? And it was never going to be the push of being violent. But when they start talking about economic empowerment, you think about it, man. 20 of us get together and we pull our money together. I presented yesterday. I said it was 60 people in the group. 60 people in this group that was talking. And I'm a type person, talk is cheap. That's why a lot of people do it. Let's put some action to something, right? So I say, well, 60 people in this group, Everybody put $100 up. Everybody put $100 up in his group. That's $6,000, right? Now we can walk out with $6,000. Don't you know that $6,000 and put down and start buying up property. 60 people. Now this is 60. You know, I'm just putting an example out there, but it was 6 people in the group. Guess what happened when I said that? Guess what happened when I said that? People start leaving the group. Wow. You all are so many community leaders and blah, 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 blah. But when you start putting an idea about actually doing something, you realize that you got a lot of people who just do this right here. They do a lot of talking. They like to talk a lot. They're not putting up anything, but they talk a lot. 5 or 10 of us come together and buying together, and economically position ourselves to go after something. Do you not think that makes a huge difference? Do you not think that makes a huge change? Do you not think that pushes forth even harder, even faster? Right? What Martin Luther King and Malcolm X was talking about was us doing exactly that. No longer asking for anything, but becoming our own economic power right here. And at that point right there, we're no longer asking for anything. We have the position now to go forth and assertively go after things. Right? Assertively going after things. So now we're no longer asking for the government to help fix up our neighborhoods because we're going to do it ourselves financially. We come together, put our money together, and now we clean up our own streets. We do all the old buildings, we fix them all up. We put our own people in them. We turn around and the mortgage office, and we become our own banks. That's so empowering. That's why they was assassinated. Right? That's why anybody, I wouldn't be surprised if they fuck around and assassinate me. I'm not saying I'm on that type of level, but when you begin to become woke economically, you understand the power that we have when we unify together and do stuff. That's in itself, for some people, is scary. How you doing, Christine Renee and Bobby Sampson? So those type of things we have to understand. Those points is so powerful for us that we gotta continue to push forward with that, and that has to become the goal. Economic empowerment. Jobs out here everywhere. Now it's such a free market of financial that no one can really keep you down or even try, period. Because your skill set opens up doors for you already. But what happens when we get that monetary money? What happens when we get that economic money in our hands? What are we doing that's going to be pushing ourselves farther ahead? Are we going to be spending it, balling out of control, trying to buy the latest car? Or we're going to say, you know what, let's go buy property. Do you know we can build our own gyms in our communities? We can build a field house in our communities. You know, we can build these places in our communities so kids can go have fun and play. We can literally create jobs in our own communities where not only kids can play, but now kids, how you doing, Shantae? Kids have the opportunity to really be kids, right? And for us to understand this, we understand that the independence of what I'm talking about, it's not just me talking about it, but it's also it's more than just reality, right? It's factual. It's actually there. It's actually tangible. It's actually something that we can grasp and look at. You know what? Because I'm going to tell you why. They like taking things from what we call underprivileged neighborhoods, right? And communities. Resources and stuff like that, you know, all type of stuff. Like, you know, here they closed down a swimming pool on one side where, you know, African Americans was there to close down a swimming pool, but where the Caucasians at, they left that swimming pool open. Why do you think that is? You know? What's up, Dimtrick? I see your 49ers in the damn Super Bowl, man. I hope they win a Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl, man. NFC. So, we in those positions of what we're talking about, what we're looking at economically, we do what we're saying we're going to do, we're able to put ourselves in a position now to where not only we're homeowners, but we're landowners. And now we go by the Constitution. We have the right to protect our land. Every right to protect our land. Understand what I'm saying now? But also now we develop the land to be able to improve our own communities. We're not asking nobody for anything. We're not asking nobody for nothing. Why? Because now we're assertively putting ourselves in a position where we're implementing the things that we want in our own communities. Great schools, right? Jobs, beautiful beautification of the neighborhood itself, a beautiful place to live at, nice. people jogging, people running, and it just does. It don't have to be all African Americans in there. You can have Caucasians in there. You can have Native Americans in there, Latinos, Hispanics. You have all types of people in there. But what happens is that we economically begin to put our money where our mouth is. This we want, put our money into it, bam, and it push forward. So we won't, bam, put our money into it, and it push forward. There's so much that we can do. that when you begin to sit back and think about it, you're like, why does our neighborhood look like this? There's a divisive plan to that, right? Think about it. How much money when you have these businesses set up in your communities, how much money do they give back to the community? Do you not think that somebody is telling them, don't put no money into this community, don't invest. Just get the rent out the community, or get the business, take their money out of the community, and that's about it. There are a lot of businesses who are nothing but bloodsuckers in the community, but they're designed to do that. They're told to do that, right? From your city council or from other people, whatever. They're told just to suck the money out of the community. Don't invest back into it, because in 5 or 10 years we're gonna come through and we're gonna lift this whole community up. We're gonna regentrification of it, and then you'll already be set. You'll already be in here, and then we'll move on to the next community and do that. We're gonna keep people moving. We're gonna keep progressively moving the lower income, or these people who aren't woke around. But my mission, what I want you to do, is become woke and understand this. So now that you understand this, not only I don't want you to hear what I'm saying and just think I'm talking. I want you to go into your own community and look around. Do that for me. Look around, and then if you're in a higher end community, that's great. Go look at a poor community and compare it to your community. What's missing? What's missing? And when we look at the both of them, one side we can say, okay, financially people here don't have the jobs and they don't make the type of money. But that's it. If they had the jobs, make the type of money, maybe they have the access to be able to put the type of resources or infrastructure in that made the community better. When you start talking about economic empowerment, like MLK and Malcolm X did, it becomes a fearful threat. It's not threatening anybody personally, but it's threatening the ideal of where people who make a lot of money or rich and wealthy want to stay rich and wealthy and don't want to share. Do you not think if the economic level of money was actually shared in this country, where we would be at? Where would this country really be at? It'd be a lot better where it's at right now. I promise you that. Whole lot better. Whole lot. But there are those who are greedy, there are those who are not, and there are those who don't have a damn clue. But I'll tell you like this. I think overall, the one thing that we have to understand is that economic empowerment is for everybody. Especially in the African American community, we have to get out of our own heads, get out of our own way, and begin our understanding that if we unify together, 5 or 10 of us unify together, and we're going towards goals, that becomes a win within itself, because now we're focused on something that's not only bigger than ourselves, but it's going to be more, exactly, you said it, you took the words right out of my mouth, beneficial than anything else that we got going on, right? Pulling in here, we're going to get ready to go in this little classroom here and do this work. But I appreciate you all for listening to me as my morning ride in. But think about what I'm saying, man. Think about economic empowerment. Think about where I'm coming from with that. It's not just a point or a place of being, angry or being upset or even thinking about it in a, upset way. But think about it in a way of empowering people, empowering each other, so we can understand where we're trying to go and what we really can do. And once we really get that under our belts, or get that understanding on our belts, now we put ourselves in a position where we really can do a whole lot more. That's the position that we need to be in. So, I'm DeJuan Bryant, Dress Right Dress, Wealth Builder, 7 Streams, baby. Coming to you again. You all have a blessed day. And I'm going to be back later with 2 of those, talk about those 2 great African Americans who are outstanding. Annette Palm White, please tune in to me in a couple hours from now, probably around lunchtime, 12 o'clock. East Coast time. Yeah, 12 o'clock East Coast time. I don't know what time frame you're in, but I'll be back on here on live, and we're gonna talk about inspiring African Americans and men and women in our community, and how economically we need to better ourselves and put ourselves in a better position and become owners, not just renters. We're not just consumers. We become the business owners, the land owners, property owners. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.